What up, everybody? What's up, Belle? Veg, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope we're having a good night tonight. Yes, yes, yes. Hope we are. Oh, hey, what's up, Sam? How we doing? How we doing? Everything's all right. Good, 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 good. Can't complain if everything's all right. You know what I'm saying? Beggars cannot be choosers. Whoa. All right, just get my screens going here. All right. I'm so excited. Boom, 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 and I just can't. Ooh, I'm excited for tonight. So I did like the chapters are only they're short chapters tonight. They're only 30-minute chapters. So we might be able to get 4 of them in, which means we can get to 10 and through 10, which means we might meet some interesting people. I'm so excited. Yeah, exactly, Veg, exactly. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing good, Sam. Glad you're doing good. Glad you're doing good. But yeah, every chapter day is like 30, 31 minutes. So I could probably get 4 chapters in today, which puts us, I believe, we're Rocky. I believe so. I don't know. I hope so. We're doing good, man. I'll tell you what, we're doing good, but it is just I'm not complaining. Well, I guess I am complaining, but I know there's everybody else has it worse, but it just seems like, man, we finally got ourselves back up on our feet, and you just get knocked down a little bit. It was crazy, but so as everybody knows, we lost our pup earlier on the first. That's sad. And then this week, Tuesday, my PC broke for over there, my gaming PC that I usually lose myself in when I need to. That broke, so I had to turn that in, and I just. Yeah, because I tried to fix everything, but I couldn't. And I just found out that the guy's like, oh, yeah, your motherboard's shot. So I got to get a new motherboard for that one. And then I was out here right before we went to have dinner. I was getting my cup and filling my cup out, and bam! Oh, thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Freaking my garage spring broke. Bam! So now my garage door's stuck in the down position, at least. At least it's in the down position. But so, yeah. So now I have to fix my computer, and I have to fix the garage door. So it's just like, man, but Belle's got water. Ooh, temporary water. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's legit. I got to rub right for real. It's all right. Life does it to you to see if you can get back up on your feet. So we'll get on. It's nothing bad. It'll be all right. But I'm glad for Belle. That makes me happy. See, Belle got water. That's good. And you got an adventure tomorrow, right, Belle? I believe you said Saturday you're not gonna be here because you're gonna be on an adventure. So I'm glad you get to take care of that. It couldn't happen to me. Couldn't happen to me. Going to VA. Nice, nice. Well, have a safe trip. Make sure you take lots of pictures. Take lots of pictures. Send them down in the Discord. We know you're safe. What's up, V? How you doing? Pixie, what's up? Hey, we paid for the parts. Hey, listen, I'm glad we were able to assist. I'm glad we were able to help, and it was able to work for y'all. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I'm glad we were able to help. Seriously, it makes us happy. It makes us happy. All right, Aphrodite, what's up? Pixie, hey, hey. It wouldn't happen to me. We got Courtney coming in. Freaking Pixie. What is oh God, the game. I was gonna download the freaking game that you got and stuff and start playing, but I haven't had a chance yet because again, the PC went down and all the blah, 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 blah. No, not No Man's Sky, the other one. The other one. Didn't you say like the House of Dragon game? Didn't you say that one? Not No Man's Sky. I know they just had a cool update, but again, that's on my now broken PC, unfortunately. So yes, we do need to get to that again. But the mobile one, like I thought you said House of. Hang on, my brain. She gonna tell me? She's like, oh, yeah. So it is the House of Dragon. Cool. So yeah, yeah. If y'all play that, Pixie got the. I'll let you. You wanna talk about it, Pixie? I don't want to misrepresent what it is. What it is? I think clan tag team, mobile team. What's up, Dr. Lego? Did you sneak in here? She snuck it in here. She snuck in here. But if anybody does have Forza 6, I did steal my Xbox back from my kids, so I can still play Forza. Sorry, don't worry. They still have their own. I just took the Xbox X back so I can play Forza. So at least I can still play Forza for now. All right. Have made an alliance. There we go. There we go. Yes. Would you like to form an alliance? She has made us an alliance. Ha ha ha. Kyle Tucker's. Why is Shohei not playing tonight? All right. So Kyle Tucker, Pajes, Freeman, Betts, Muncie. Oh, Tommy Edmonds back. He went 0 for 3 the other night. Ryan Ward. Okay. That's a weird lineup. All right. The Dragonfire. That's the name of the game. Dragonfire. So if you want to play the game, the Dragonfire on mobile, Pixie has acquired the Alliance WBTS, all ye voices. So there we go. There it is. Dragonfire. I got to do that. I'm going to do that because I like to play those like when I'm in a waiting room and stuff. I try to be active, but not too much. More active when school's going on, when I'm waiting in the car line. You know what I mean? That's when I'm really high on the mobile games. But anyway, I digress. All right. So we got a few people here. So let's get the party started off right. Let's get our evening started like we always do.
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran.
Haha. Yes, yes, yes. Oh man. So was anybody who was here last night for the okay, I know Belle was here. I think Pixie. Did Pixie see the new button the new button that came out last night? I know Dr. Lego was here, she saw it, and then I think she left and then she saw it. So I think she saw it. Who was that? Pixie was here. Okay, Pixie saw it. So Belle saw it. Pixie saw it. Courtney, why don't you show up? Courtney's not. That's so weird, Courtney. You're not showing up on my screen. It says there's 8 people here, but you know that's weird. You're hiding from me on my list. Oh no! I'm just playing. Okay, so yeah, so Court's seen it. Belle's seen it. Pixie seen it. P and Q saw it. I see you here. That's why I was like, She's like, I would like to see it. I bet you would. But it's got to be, you know how the buttons work. Matter of fact, I got to pull the wheel out before we start reading tonight. I do got to pull the wheel out. So here, I'll tell you what. Okay, no one. That's why I couldn't see. Okay, so Belle. Let's have Belle. Since Belle got water, we're going to spin the wheel to celebrate Belle getting some temporary water right now. That's a good idea. I think that's what we going to do. I think that's a good idea. All right, so we'll bring the wheel out tonight. Here we go. As you know, next TBR, what button? Get a vote. Spin it up. Let's go! All right. Let's see. What do we start the night off with? Oh, Direbound and the Jail Boys. Direbound and the Jail Boys. Enjoy.
I'm just following my destiny. I'm just doing what comes happening.
Woo! You say yes, it isn't Red Rising. But yet Red Rising is the buzzard button, so I thought that's what that's I'm so confused. Belle, I'm not gonna lie, you're the first person I've heard that has not said they enjoyed Red Rising. That's kind of shocking. All right, let me get all those off. There we go. You love you some jailbirds. It is a good one. It is a good button. It is a good button. Tis. All right. Just gonna get comfy in for the evening. Love Rowan, hates Pierce Brown's right. Oh, okay. I mean, I understand. I was just like I said, you're the first person that everybody has always been like, oh, you love it. It's a great. Like, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens when I get there to see what is thought of. Liz is inside somewhere. She'll be here shortly. Shortly she will, I hope. All right. So we got Jessica here. Oh, Dr. Lego's back. Welcome back, Dr. Lego. All righty then. So anybody got anything crazy to talk about before we get into our stories? Don't forget, click the like button. Click the little tappy on the hearts. When you tappy the hearts every 5K. Every 5K will get you a wheel spin. A wheel spin gets a vote for the new book on the TBR when we get a slot open. And you get a button. So, bum. Hey, what's up? I hope to. Yeah. You read Red Rising before it had any additions? It was a. What do you mean by rough read? What is rough? What's up, Mr. Raz? What is a rough read? Because I am not dead. That is all. Yes, Batman is still with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Batman is still with us. Batman is still with us. I like it. Thank you, Batman. Thank you for your service. I appreciate all you do. Okay, so Belle, what do you mean by rough read? Because I'm not gonna lie, Alchemized was a rough read, but I enjoyed it. So, like, you know what I mean? All right, Sam, no worries. Understand. It's a good book. I highly recommend so far. If not, at least watch the movie. Peak. And so far, the movie and the book appear to be the same. So at least watch the movie. I highly recommend. I mean, exactly. I've never seen Batman and Mr. Raz in live. Vega's popping it right there. Ooh, Dungeon Crawl. Yes, that's on my TBR. It's with the bananas. It's on the yellow right there. It just got no votes yet. Hopefully we get to it soon. And I heard that one, believe it or not, even though I haven't read it, I heard that Peacock just picked it up for a TV series. Did y'all know that? Did anybody know that? I just saw that. Book 2, weird and fun. That's what I hear. I hear it's one of those just crazy, silly all the time. You know what I mean? But it's super cool. At the time, I struggle with the dystopian setting. Okay, I get you. That makes sense, Pixie. Valid. Absolutely. Valid. Like I said, you know me. As long as you can give me more than a because, then I'm like, okay, it's a valid reason. Like, even like, I didn't like the words they used. No, valid. I mean, but it's when people are like, I just don't like it. Well, why? I just don't. I don't understand that. So I just like, what is one reason? You didn't just say you didn't like the way they use commas and it would be, oh, okay, cool. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I'm excited to read that one. That was one of the ones that I've like put up on there. Like I said, it's one of the ones I'm excited to. And I'm hoping we get to it before it's. I don't know if y'all have seen, but Liz, she worked on that TBR list. Did y'all see? If y'all haven't seen it, down in the court, if y'all want to know where we're. Listen, we understand it's not etched in stone. Okay, so please, it's that, but that is 90. It's like a 90% solution rate. We understand that it might have to move back and forth, but At least you know where we're at, and you'll see when we do get a chance to do some new books. And then again, on the wheel, we've got like 7 series and 7 standalones. So when it's time to get a new book, if it's for a series, there's possible one. And then, it fills up like that. Oh, it is amazing. And if you go on there, I don't know if y'all didn't know, you can also use that to navigate. So if you want to like find out where DW's ACOTAR read schedule is, because sometimes that's hard to find. If you go to the TBR, you go to ACOTAR, click the little button beside it. It takes you right to the reread. If you're on, whatever series is there, she put buttons next to it, so it takes you to the channel in the Discord. So that's good. And then I know we were talking, and since she did that, she was like, okay, we got to clean the court up. So I think she's going to look at her, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think her office skills are like kicking in right at this very moment, because she's like, you know what? I'm going to quality fix. I don't know. I think she's going to do something or have an idea to do something. So it's more symmetric. I think we're trying already, but I don't know. Anyway, digressing. She's not even here. I don't want to talk for her. But that is, it is incredible. She is incredible. Absolutely. You couldn't connect with the characters. Okay. I mean, that's a very valid reason. I mean, yeah, if you didn't agree, if you didn't connect with any of the characters, and that's hard to get through a story. That 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. That. So did you like stop after like book 1? How did you say? I don't think you said how far, or did I? You might have, and I missed it. I'm not sure. But then Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah, I hear that's a super funny one. Super silly crazy. Finished book 1. Okay, so you put book 1 down and said it's not for me. I respect it. Hey, at least you finished the first book, right? Like, I respect it. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not saying I won't have the DNF, but I will say I will at least finish the book. You know what I mean? I will at least finish the book. I will say that much. So, Mama didn't raise no quitter. And Courtney says, I'm a quitter. She says, I quit. I got it. I don't like it. I'm done. Dungeon rings. Ain't no problem. Hey, you don't like what you don't like. I ain't mad at you. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, that was a yawn really quick. What happened on that one? All right. Well. Ooh. I mean, you're right. I feel it. There might be a chapter in there that sets it off like 100%. 100%. I won't lie. If Liz didn't tell me when I started reading ACOTAR to start this whole journey off, if she didn't say, listen, the first book is just the warm up, okay? She always tells me, you have to get through the first book to get to the second book, and that's when the story goes. So I'm like, okay. All right. If she wouldn't have told me that, I'd have been like, all right, it was cool, but I did not read this many pages for the last 100 to be okay. And then, you know what I mean? So, too many books I could be enjoying to struggle through the one I don't. I understand what you're saying, Courtney, but again, if you don't try long enough, you might not get to the part that you actually enjoy it. So I understand what you're saying. It's devil's advocate. You can play both sides. It is what it is. But like I said, at least finish the book. My theory is at least finish the book. If you finish the whole book and you don't like it, then fine. But stopping in the middle, that's like stopping halfway through sex for me. Like, you don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But I get it. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not bashing nobody.
In some cases, you just stop in the middle, though. It's not going anywhere.
What are you talking about? I've stopped. When have I just stopped in the middle? What are you talking about?
Not you.
Oh, not you. I understand you maybe in your life. Not with me. God damn it, that shit don't happen. Not me, motherfucker. That shit don't happen. I'm sorry. It just don't. Woo! So, anyway, digressing. Anybody bought any good mayonnaise lately? Anybody bought any good mayonnaise lately? Oh, that's funny. Bell, my reading in life, same chat. What if the next is good? It could be. Hey, I mean, I get you. The sexy part way through. She said mayonnaise.
Hello, all you lovely voices.
Mayo is underrated. It's good. Unfortunately, I don't eat mayo anymore. We used to like mayo, but mayo is not anymore.
Hi, lovely.
You don't like condiments, hey? I feel you.
Hey, Rhea.
Oh yes, did you hear Belle? Yeah. Belle got some.
water?
Yeah, she did hear. Yes. She got some temporary water. I guess our little fundraiser, excuse me, our fundraiser was able to get parts so they could put a temporary fix on it for a little while.
Nice.
So she's got some water for a while. So that's good stuff.
Awesome.
And she goes on her trip tomorrow. So that's cool.
That'll be so much fun. I hope you have the most amazing time.
Yeah. It's gonna be a rough trip. Yeah. It's gonna be a rough trip, but yeah. I mean, I saw
Under
the
the circumstances.
right there. We go.
Like,
There we
you
go.
know,
With you. No, I'm with you.
I'll make it good.
Yeah, no, 100%. I got an itch on this. I hate itches on the side of the nose right here. Ah, they're annoying. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. Look like I'm picking my nose, doesn't it? It does. It looks like I'm picking my nose. What is happening? I prefer fries with mayo than ketchup. She used to be like that too. Most Germans are. Most Germans are. I will say that.
Me too.
Yeah. Now curry ketchup is where it's at though. Curry ketchup's where it at. There's a ketchup with just a little bit of curry powder. Oh, that's the ticket right there. That's the ticket right there. Oh, flies back, son of a gun. There you go, Belle. Hell yeah. Great look. Great outlook on it. I love it. Fries plain. Ranch for everything. There you go, Dr. Lego. I'm with you on that one. Ranch for everything.
See? She knew what I meant.
I know, absolutely. No, mayo with chili crisp oil is my latest addiction. Yeah, we saw your little tiki-taki, you slathering your mayo all over that sandwich. We saw that video. It's barbecue but not sweet. Yeah, she's on a cottage cheese thing, the large curd. That's crazy. Mr. Az uses barbecue sauce. I feel that one. I'm telling you, I'm on a ranch kick too, but it's the healthy ranch because it's made with yogurt and milk. It's just yogurt and milk and then her little seasoning mix. I made my first batch by myself. My first wise batch. It's pretty yummy. I need to make a video on it one day.
Yeah.
Thick. I cannot do. Ooh, see, you lost me on the mustard, Sam. You lost me on the mustard. You lost me on the mustard. And unfortunately, there's a story behind that. Mustard used to be a condiment I would just deal with. It was like, yeah, it's mustard. All right. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It was just mustard, you know? I put it on a hot dog under the ketchup. Like I put it on a hot dog first, just a little bit for the tang. You know what I mean? And then I put the onions and the ketchup on top of it and the relish. But it was just there. You know what I mean? But then one year for Christmas, we had to watch the Mustard Show. It was a 3-hour show on how they made mustard. And I'm talking about Dijon mustard, yellow mustard, spicy pickled mustard. And my dad there was so much mustard that the smell of pardon me, do you have any Grey Poo? Oh, so I can't do mustard no more. I'm sorry. Yeah. After seeing it's like the night you've had one too many Jaeger bombs, and now the smell of the licorice it's just too much. You know what I mean? Can't do it. You can't stand Jell-O. If it jiggles, you're not eating it. What? I tell you what, sometimes it jiggles so much I want to high five.
What is jiggling?
You. My toddler is. Aren't you driving? Felicity, what's up? Jaeger bombs is y'all's thing. But I tell you what, y'all are better people than I can't do no not or nothing. No sirree, no sir, not no more. In my younger days, yes. Why is I'm eating? You're lucky I don't get. I'm sorry, Vic. I didn't know you were eating. We made it. Nice time. Felicity, I'm hoping y'all come back to Texas soon. I'm gonna make it to a concert this time. I swear. I didn't find out they were in the town near us until freaking the day after. We were just so busy I never even saw it. It was horrible. Mr. Raz can't look at Malibu rum. Oh man. This fall. Okay, this fall. All right. Yeah, okay. This fall. All right. I'm paying attention. I'm not going to be a day late like last time. Okay. Nice. Malibu rum. She made a rum. She called it the Malibu. It was the Malibu and Mountain Dew. She called it the Malibu. It was sugar on sugar. It's like it was wild. Oh, I got you. I'm going to go to the website and I got you. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes, sir. Tickets are coming.
Those were insane.
It's how I feel about McGillicuddy.
I think once we even did the Malibu, the Mountain Dew, and the Red Bull.
Oh yeah, we tried Malibu and Red Bull. That was a wild combination. That was a wild one.
Oh, and
Tequila without eating. Oh, okay. Oof.
The
Which one?
ball, the second Red Bull vodka was not Red Bull.
Oh yeah. Did we? I don't know if we told y'all that when we went to the fantasy ball just on the 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on, hold up. It's Sean. We're doing a wheel spin for Sean. Holy shit. It's a wheel spin for Sean. Oh my God, it's Sean. What's up? All right, what do we got? Oh, another one for lights out. You want to pop the Minori in it? Boom, lights out. My ex bought me some tipsy with the tip. I was that and just like tequila will do that. Tequila when it's in the club. It's not bad. We're doing good, Sean. We are. We're just doing. I hope you're doing good, brother. We just keep checking on you, make sure. I know you say you be busy doing the new life that you got going on. I hope you're settling in your new area. There she is. Look at that. See, you just said, "Where's DW?" And then she just pops in and she says, "Hi." You're only on chapter 4. I got you, DW. No worries. He says, "Woo, Manon." No worries. Yeah, the first few chapters, there were some beefy chapters. Last night's chapter was an hour long and 46 minutes long. It was crazy, but they're so good. I listen, y'all. I know a lot of people don't like the story. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I already saw the movie. So I'm giddy for this one. I like that chapter didn't even seem. I know I felt like I was reading for a long time, but in my mind it didn't feel long. You know what I mean? So it was super cool. I'm sorry. You think you're gonna paint tonight? What you gonna paint? Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, babe. Okay, yeah, pull them out. Let everybody see. She gonna paint tonight, y'all. She's gonna paint tonight, so there you go. Yeah. You wanna show can I show them what you're gonna paint? Can I show them? Okay, fine. But if I do it before I start, maybe they'll stay. Why don't you show them now and then you go get your supplies? There you go. All right, see, I talked her into it. See, she's going to show you what she's going to start painting. I thought she was going to start with a Darna, but she's not doing a Darna yet. Instead, she's going to paint my very own Rocky. Yes, that's right. She made me a Rocky. I can't help it anymore. Since she did that, you know what? Amazing. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
And
for those that know, yes. I think Vegas. Yes, I have. Vegas printed that one too. She's like, yes. Hey, Rocky looks like a cooked turkey.
I know he needs a paint job.
He needs some paint.
We had him sitting like this earlier. It was so funny.
His hand's going right up there. Wow. That's like where the test. It's like where the little tubie was. Poor guy.
He's a little guy.
He's just a little guy. So yeah, so that's what's up. But anyway, haha. But I was drinking for Midsummer's Eve. Hey, well, welcome. 4 a.m. Wow. Well, wow. 4 a.m. I feel you. Hello, Emily's dad and Rune. Nice. You told him about Rune? Yes. Here's the original Rune right here behind me. The big guy himself. If y'all don't know, that is our Rune. We do have a Rune traveling the world right now. It's pretty cool. I like it. Well, welcome, Gemini-verse. I'm glad you get to be here and hang out with us tonight. Oh, hopefully you will enjoy yourself. Steve's there too. Well, we got everybody here tonight. Well, hello, Emily's dad. And hello, Carissa's dad, Mr. Steve. Welcome. Yes, Sean. I tell you what. Here you go, Sean. We're gonna double dip for Sean really quick. Everybody, hang on really quick. We're gonna double dip for Sean really quick. Here we go. 3, 2. Oh, you know what? Hang on. No worries. Hey, I appreciate it. Listen, anytime you can come and support me, if it's a TikTok, if it's a YouTube video, whatever you do, you watch it, you like it, you comment it, whatever you do, it's appreciated. Anything. Every little bit helps. Okay, here we go. One old-fashioned Rune Dannon for good old times. This one is going out to our man, Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's do it. Because that man right there is Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbarn Fae. Damn right he is. Woo!
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbarn Fae.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know he is not the greatest character ever, but Rune Denon will always be my favorite character. Unless I can't say nothing right now because I know people are reading the story. But I tell you what, that man is so underrated, and I wish people would give him his flowers. But anyway, I digress. Woo! I hope that was good enough for you there, Sean. I miss you, brother. I know you're getting settled in with everything going on. Just know we do think about you, and the voices ask about you literally, brother. Know they ask about you weekly. Somebody comes up and says, has anybody checked on Sean? So no, you are on our hearts and minds, brother. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but hey, no, we still think about you, my friend. Rune is scared of the mountains. I don't know. Is he scared of the mountains or is he scared of riding with you? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Right, Courtney? Exactly. Sometimes the side characters just need a little bit more love. I agree with you. So I love me some side characters. Right? He's the only character with the sound. And listen, he knows 3 things with absolute certainty. And I support those 3 things on any given day. Period. Hands down. I'm just saying. All right, exactly. Full stop. Full motherfucking stop. But does he play? Listen, Ethan is just a young boy in a world of Rune Denon and Hunt Athelars, okay? Ethan's getting there, okay? Ethan's getting there. I think he should have stayed with Sunball. I think he should have went pro, okay? If Ethan would have went pro in Sunball, I think he'd have been better off. You know what I mean? He was good enough to go pro. He was good enough. I don't want to spoil nothing. He was good enough to go pro. Sean, that's still one of my favorite memes, brother. I know. I still remember reading that series and you would drop that meme of him in the picture. I wonder if they know I played Sunball. That's still amazing. Oh no, you're only on chapter 3? No worries. Therian is looking okay. Therian, so Dr. Lego, we call him, just so you know, we call Therian Emor. I don't know if you remember, if you were following at the time. I think you were, but yeah, he was my Emor, and he's a special friend. I like that guy. Emor and Ethan. I tell you what, Emor and Ethan. I can't say nothing. Emor and Ethan. I love them. I love them. I met Celestina. Yeah, Celestina. She's a character. She's a good one. She's okay. Celestina is Celestina. We're just Celestina. You know what I mean? Let's just say that. My brain translates him to wise. I hope that's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. Unless I have conversations with people and see their names and I put a face to it, I have such a hard time and I don't know them. There reminds me a lot of my bad decisions, but they were fun. I mean, that's valid. That's very valid. That's valid. That's good. Okay, as long as it's a good one. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I do that because of wise. I'm like, God, I hope it was good and I didn't give somebody bad habits. Oh, that's funny. Just lick the face. There's face licking? What is happening? Face licking? Oh, Lord. What did I get myself into? I don't know, Wolf. Okay. All right. Face licking. I guess we're going to find out about that soon enough. Face licking. All right. Well, I tell you what, we have got, you're almost to 5Ks. DW says, I love a good face licking. I'm going to spin the wheel and then we're going to start reading for the night. Oh my God. And you know what? I might just even do a new free button. Hang on. if it doesn't land there. Because a lot of people haven't seen the new one and you're leaving me because you haven't caught up, but that's okay. So hang on. All right. Hopefully, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's the new one so y'all can see the new one, but if not, you're just gonna have to, you'll get a free one. You'll get a free button. What did we land on? What did we land on? Oh, it is Dungeon Crawler Carl. So you get that one. That one now has 2 votes. 2 votes. All right. So you know it's kind of crazy right now? If I'm looking at the wheel. All right. She's like blondes. All right. So if I'm looking at the wheel right now, Lights Out has 2, Zodiac has 2, Red Rising has 2, and Dungeon Crawler Carl has 2, and then Book of Azrael has 2 as well. That's interesting. All right, so here, I did make a new button. I don't know if everybody, because I don't think everybody was here last night. So for the people that haven't been here last night, since I know some of y'all aren't caught up to me and you're going to bounce out, I will show you the new button. We made a new button. Everybody, okay, and I do have to explain this. So listen, before I talk about this, oh, thank you for the gift. Thank you. Okay, I know we said we wanted a villain button and like put a dumb song, like a bad song, and we were talking about maybe putting Arab in and like the Autumn King up there. But as I started to put pictures, I'm like, do I really want to put pictures of people of fictional characters? Like, do I really want bad fictional characters? Like, I don't want to like give them does you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to make sense. I just feel bad like I'm putting bad characters and like giving them like, I don't know. It just didn't feel right. So I said, screw that. We're not doing it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do something everybody likes, and I'm going to do the little animals. So we did the animals. Okay? Yeah, I didn't want to give bad people screen time. Exactly. That's what, yeah, okay. Exactly. I was trying to, but again, when I did that, it was like, eh. Now, if it's a bad villain we like Adias. Adias is not a villain in my eyes. Even though people say he's a bad guy, he's not a bad guy. You see what I'm saying? So, but like, yeah. But we know they're I didn't want to give them a spotlight. And I love Rob, and I like, but that character is a and but anyway, so here, enjoy the animals. I feel that makes so much nicer. DW hasn't seen that one yet. That's right. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. How'd you like the ending? I think everybody likes it. My surprise on that one was the ending. So here, just one more time, because I know it's a lot. So here we go. One more time. I think it's just. Nathan. I don't know. I like it. Havoc. I'm sorry. I love it. I freaking love it. I'm sorry. That might be my favorite button right at this current moment, next to Rune. I'm not gonna lie. So that is the new button. And then okay. I can't help it. I can't help it. Everybody's still here. Y'all ready? I told y'all how I redid the chode button. I'm not gonna show you the others, but I am gonna show you the chode button. because now it has the same chance as everybody else, so you're not going to see it as much. But ladies and gentlemen, here is your new chode button.
I'm Chode Barlow.
And I'm Jonas, and we have a song for you.
I got bored. I'm sorry. This is what happens when I don't have a computer and I have free time. I lose my mind. She held me. She sound way too drunk.
I'm Chode Barlow.
And
She
I'm
helped me do the
Jonas,
animations and the
we
dancers.
have a song for you.
I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a chud.
I was unsupervised with somebody that knew how to do stuff. You should never do this to me.
Why would I get a job when I can live with my mom?
Oh, the P-Vlog, that's funny. You're silly. So yeah, so she held me on that one. So yeah, so that's her. And then the rest of the buttons, as everybody knows, we've updated them, so they're all pretty now. And then I did show you this one now. Haha. And there's still one more. But that one you have to wait. That one has to wait. Sorry. That one has to wait. All right. You about ready to get started? Go ahead, pop it open. Pop it open. She's got this new, I don't want to, what is it? I don't want to say addiction, but hyperfixation, food fixation. All right, Courtney, have a good one. Pretzel chips. She's all about these pretzel chips now. All right, so.
I always feel so. First one out of the bag. You gotta look deep. Why?
No way, Carissa. What?
I hate that.
They have to have the air in there because the air is supposed to be the safety mechanism to keep them from popping. They fill it halfway up, fill the rest of the space with air, it creates a vacuum. That way they bounce around and they don't crack. Otherwise, if they were not, then they would just get squished down and then you would get nothing but crumb pieces. You'll get a bigger bag and you'll get more air. It's like the 12 hot dogs and the 8 buns thing. It makes no sense. I agree with you. I'm sorry. Are they gluten free? She said probably not because they're good AF. Aphrodite's actually eating those right now.
They're so good.
I mean, they're pretzels. Usually, it'll say it on the front, baked.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, usually you can't miss when they're GF. What is that one? Yeah, I don't think these ones are.
It says non-GMO. Sea salt.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Do they have wheat?
Yes.
Yes, they do have wheat, so they have the gluten.
Yes.
Father of the bride, yes. First ingredients, wheat. Boo! I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Should we spin a wheel because they have gluten to make up for it? Here, spin the wheel because they have gluten. We'll spin the wheel because they have gluten, and for you people that can't have gluten, we'll give you. We feel bad for you. I'm sorry you can't enjoy that food. That sucks. I'm sorry, but it's like me. I don't get to have eggs, well, mayonnaise, and I don't get to have ice cream anymore. It's not a big difference. I'm sorry. I can't even compare. What do we get? Oh, look at that, Vegs. Vegs, you just said we're never getting Mistborn. Look at that, Veg. Look at that, girl. Look at that, girl. Boom. Oh, and guess which button that is, Veg? Guess which button? Ooh. This might be my favorite button, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, this might be my favorite button. I don't know why, but it might be. Woo! Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody's like, yeah, same. I don't know. I like them. Rune's pretty amazing too, but
We could probably just swap a little cherry for the birdie.
swap a cherry for the bird.
Just a little swoop swoop.
But one has two and one has one
It
vote.
doesn't matter because it's the button. Keep the book in its same spot. The book doesn't.
Oh, you want to keep the book? You want to
I
swap
just
the
wanna
button? Okay,
go
yeah,
to
swap the
the
button. Yes, you can change. If you're changing the button, yes, you can change the button, but you're not changing the book. I'll let you get the buzzard off of Red Rising. Okay, all right. I'll let you take the buzzard off of Red Rising. So now watch all of a sudden that one just get crazy now. I'm telling you. She's craving a snack now. Oh no, Belle, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to.
Okay, Veg, the change she's doing, she's just changing the button because you know how Red Rising has the buzzard? She's moving.
I'm just assigning a different button,
Button.
to the book.
We're
changes about
right.
the book. I'm just swapping.
On the cover of Red Rising, and she didn't understand. So now that she gets it, the red, and then she's moving it to when the moon hatched. Is that when it was? So the buzzard. Ooh, the buzzard is now when the moon hatched. Yeah. That's her. That's one of her picks, I believe. Yeah. So I'm not sure. So, but there we go. And we didn't. The books still have their votes. So Red Rising still has its 2 votes, and when the moon hatched, still has its 1. You good, baby? So. We're good there, but we switched the buttons for you. All right. You really need your armrest, man. I'm telling you. You want this one?
No.
I've asked you.
No.
See, I've tried to give her this. She won't
okay.
take it. This, folks, she has a hard time walking sometimes. Flat ground is one of her biggest nemesis. Flat ground.
I am creative. I am not coordinated.
That's me.
Heavy emphasis on not coordinated. Okay.
So Sean, Zodiac's got 2 votes now.
Yes. And I think I'm stronger than I actually am.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Zodiac's on there. It has 2 votes. How many votes does a book need to? Okay. So the way it's working, Miss Wolverine, Liz, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but in the TBR, she made a visual TBR, and you go look at it. Now on the wheel, it's half on the line. There's half our series, and then half are standalone books. So what'll happen is as we're reading, once we get to the spots where we don't have a book already assigned, if there's space for a series, we'll do whichever book at that time when we're getting ready in a series, whatever series has the most votes. Or if we only have time for a standalone book, whichever standalone book at that time has the most votes, we'll get it. And then it pops off. Once that pops off, if it's a standalone, then all the standalone votes will go away, but the series will stay. And then it just starts over, and then vice versa. And then we
little tags just
yeah.
as a reminder so we remember which one's a series, which one's a standalone.
Right. So that way we can.
Oh, real gem numbers. I feel you. Bruises everywhere.
So yeah, so that's how we're doing in that way. And then, like I said, I think she's got it. If y'all haven't seen it, it's down in the cord. She's got the rest of this year with the reread all the way through, and there are gaps because we get to spots where there's nothing assigned or a TBR. But then we've even got the new dates for Quicksilver already blocked off with the reread, so that way we can pop right into the new one on release on that one. She slid in the new Fourth Wing, that novella that's coming out. She got that slotted. So If everything works right, we actually might have 1 or 2 days where we're not going to be doing reading. It's pretty cool. So it's really cool. She worked hard on it. I have to give her a really good foot rub later on because it's pretty awesome. What? Evidence because I never pay up. Like she's always on fire. She is. All right. Right. Oh yeah,
I was
family game
excited.
nights.
And then I hope you don't mind, but I hosted that the Akatar reread that you made. So now we have it as a link within the TBR too. So if within the TBR you click, there's a button there that says Akatar reread, and it's on every page that's relevant for every month. You can click to it and it'll take you directly to an online view of exactly how the Akatar reread schedule that DW made. So it links to that. And then I linked all of them to all of the Discord channels. But then maybe we'll have a sidebar about the Discord channel structure, I think, because we got some... It's a little wonky in there. But we just got to figure out which method we want to do and then stick to that, I think. And then it'll be smooth.
All right, let's get some story in. You ready for some story? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some reorganization. We just got to get it a little bit more. It's because there's a lot going on, but it's okay. We'll get to it. We just don't want to lose all the conversations going too. I think that's the biggest thing. But that's a discussion for another night. So yes, we'll give everybody a quick minute to click on out because we're gonna get going with our Project Hail Mary read here. So if you are not sticking around, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully everybody will be able to. We'll get caught up. I know the first 6 chapters are pretty honky. Tonight I'm excited because they're only 30-minute chapters. So we did talk a lot. So we still might only get like 2 in tonight. Who knows? Maybe give everybody some chance to catch up. But we'll see what's happening. So yeah. And we're still learning the Discord. Everybody, it's a new experience. We're building it slow. Ooh, the Quicksilver. Nice. I will let her know. She just stepped inside, DW. She just stepped inside, but I will let her know. So, all right, folks. With that being said, once again, don't forget as we're reading, don't forget to click the likes on the screen every 5Ks. No worry, Belle. I understand you got a trip coming. Absolutely. But every 5Ks, we'll get a wheel spin that earns a vote on the TBR, a random vote on the TBR, and you get a button. So with that being said, all right, let's get into it. All those that are leaving, I understand, and we will see you next time. Everybody else, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, I am Wise, and this is Project Hail Mary, Chapter 7. Let's do it. No worries, DW, no worries. All right, let's do it. Chapter 7. A flood of thoughts hit me all at the same time. We're not alone. This is an alien. That ship is weird. How does the engineering of that work? Do they live here? Is that their star? Am I starting an interplanetary incident by wandering into alien territory? Breathe. I tell myself, okay, one thing at a time. What if this is another ship from Earth? One I don't remember. Heck, it took me a few days to remember my name, right? Maybe Earth sent multiple ships with different designs, like for redundancy, or to increase the odds that at least one of them works. Maybe that ship is Praise Allah, or the Blessing of an Issue, or something. I don't know. I look around at the control room. There are screens and controls for everything, but there's nothing for a radio. The EVA panel has some radio controls, but that's obvious just for talking to the crewmates when they're outside. If they send multiple ships, surely they would have had a radio system so we could talk to each other. Also, that ship, it's insane. I cycle through the navigation console screen until I find a radar panel. I noticed it earlier, but I didn't think much of it. I assumed it's there so I can get near asteroids or other objects and not collide with them. After a few halting attempts, I managed to turn it on. The immediate spots the other ship and the alarm sounds. The shrill noises hurts my ears. Whoa, 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 I say, frantically scanning the panel until I see a button labeled Mute Proximity Alarm. I press it and the noise stops. I scan the rest of the screen. There's a lot of data here, all in the window titled Blip A. I guess if there were multiple contacts, I'd get multiple windows. Whatever. It's all just raw numbers about reading. Nothing useful like isometric star track scan or anything. Velocity is 0. They have matched my velocity exactly. That can't be a coincidence. Range is 217 meters. I am assuming that's the distance the closest part of the other ship, or maybe the average. No, it would be the closest part. The point of the system is probably to avoid collisions. Speaking of collisions, 217 meters is ridiculously small distance compared to the size of our solar system. There's no way this is a coincidence. That ship positioned itself here on purpose because I'm here. Another reading, angular width is 35.44 degrees. Okay, some basic math should handle this. His basic math and my basic math are way different levels, y'all. I'm just saying. Way different levels of basic freaking math here, you know what I mean? I bring up the utility panel on the main screen and launch the calculator app. Something 217 meters away is occupying 33.44 degrees of the view, presuming the radar can see in all 360 degrees. It would be pretty cruddy radar if it couldn't. I type some number into the calculator and do an arctan opera. What the fuck is an arctan opera? You smart-ass motherfucker. And the ship is 139 meters long, roughly. Oh, no worry, Gemini. Hey, I appreciate you if you fall asleep. Have a good night, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. I bring the astrophage panel up onto another screen. The little map there shows the Hail Mary is just 47 meters long. So, yeah. The alien ship is 3 times the size of mine. There's just no way Earth sent something that big. And the shape. What is up with that shape? I turn my attention back to the petroscope, which is now just acting as a camera. The center of the ship is diamond-shaped, a rhombus. Well, I guess it's an octahedron. What is that? Octahedron. An octahedron. Really. Octahedron. Okay. Looks like it has 8 faces, each triangular. That part alone is the size of my ship. The diamond is connected by 3 thick rods. That's what she said. I don't know what else to call them. To be a wide trapezoidal base. That looks like it might be the rear. And the front of the diamond is a narrow stalk. Just making up the terms at this point. That has 4 flat panels attached to the parallel to the main ship axis. Maybe solar panels? The stalk continues to flow forward to the pyramid shape. Nose cone. Nose pyramid, I guess. Every part of the hole is flat. Even the rods have flat faces. Why would anyone do that? Flat panels are a terrible idea. I don't know anything about who made this, but presumably they'll need some kind of atmospheric inside. Right? Huge flat panels are awful at that. Maybe this is just a probe and not an actual ship. Maybe there's no atmosphere inside because there's nothing alive inside. I might be looking at an alien artifact instead of a ship. Oh, we got a cat butt kind of sneak in. I see you, Sockaboo. Where you going, Sock? What are you doing? Still the most exciting moment in human history with some cat butt. There we go. Aliens and cat butt, folks. Aliens and cat butt. What are we doing, girlfriend? So the astrophage powered. So it's astrophage powered. That was the steady petroscope frequency glow I saw earlier. Interesting that they have the same propulsion tech as we do. But considering it's the best energy storage medium possible, that's not a surprise. When the European mariners first came across Asian mariners, no one was surprised they both used sails. But the why? That's what gets me. Some entity aboard, either a computer or a crew, decided to come to my ship. How did they even know I was here? Come on, baby girl. Same way I saw them, I guess. A massive IR light coming off my engines. And since the rear of my ship was pointed at Tau Ceti, that means I was shining at 540 trillion watt flashlight in their direction. That's pretty bright. Depending on the time they were there, I might have appeared even brighter than Tau Ceti itself, at least in the Petrova frequency, so they can see the Petrova frequency, and so can I. I flip the spin drive console screen until I find one labeled manual control. When I select it, a warning dialog pops up. Manual control is recommended only for emergencies. Are you sure you want to enter manual control mode? I tap yes. Why are you headbutting me? And now you're nibbling me. Yes, I love you too. It brings up another dialog. Second confirmation. Type yes to enter the manual control mode. I groan and type yes. The panel finally takes me to a manual console control screen. It's a bit scary. Not because it's complex, but because it's so simple. There are 3 sliders labeled Drive 1, Drive 2, and Drive 3, each presently at 0. The top of each slide is labeled at 10 to the 7th N. The N must mean newtons, a unit of force. I guess if I threw all these drives to maximum, it would give me 30 million newtons. That's a whole lot of newtons. I wonder how many figs it takes to make that many newtons. Ha! Funny. Just kidding. About 60 times the thrust of a jumbo jet's airplane produced during takeoff. Holy shit bricks. Science teachers know a lot of random facts. There are a bunch more little sliders in the groups labeled yaw, pitch, and roll. There must be little spin drives on the sides in the ship to adjust its orientation. I can see why this is a bad idea to mess with the panel. One screw up and I'll put the ship into a spin that'll tear it apart. But at least they thought of that. There's a button labeled in the middle labeled 0 all rotations. Good. I checked the Petrovoscope again. Blip A hasn't moved. It's on my port side and slightly forward. I flick the Petrovoscope back, the Petrova frequency mode, and the screen turns mostly black as before. I can see the Petrova line in the background, occluded by Blip A. Let's see if you have anything to say. What, my baby girl? What are you doing, baby girl? I love you so much. Thank you, love. Okay, yes. You just wanted a kiss. I'm sorry. I mumble. Spin Drive 2 is in the center of the ship. Its thrust will be along my central axis and hopefully won't introduce altitude change. We'll see. I set it to 0.1% power for 1 second, then back to 0. Even with just one engine at 1/1000th power for 1 second, the ship trips a bit. The velocity value of Blip A on the radar panel shows 0.086 milliseconds. That tiny thrust sent my ship moving about 8 centimeters per second. But I don't care about that. I only care about the other ship. I watch a Petrovoscope and bread of sweat. A bead of sweat. A bread of sweat? Why am I adding letters again? I'm sorry. A bead of sweat separates from my forehead and floats away. What's that, baby? Oh, yeah. I feel like my heart is going to beat out of my chest. Then the rear of the ship lights up in the Petrova frequency for 1 second, just like I did. Wow! I flicked the final drive off several times. 3 short bursts, 1 long, and 1 more short one. There's no message there. I just want to see what they'll do with it. They were more prepared this time. Within seconds, the other ship repeats the patterns. I gasp. I smile. Then I wince. And I smile again. This is a lot to take in. He's talking to aliens. That was too fast for any probe to respond. If it had a remote control or something, the controllers would have to be at least a few light minutes away. There's just nothing around here that could be housing them. There is an intelligent life form aboard that ship. I am about 200 meters away from an honest-to-God alien. I mean, my ship is powered by aliens, but this new one is intelligent. Oh my gosh, this is it. First contact. I'm the guy who meets aliens for the first time. The blip. That's what I'm calling this ship from now on. Fires up the engines again briefly. I watch closely to memorize the sequence, but then it's just a single low-intensity light. They're not signaling, they're maneuvering. I check the radar panel. Sure enough, the blip brings itself alongside the Hail Mary and holds position at 217 meters. I flick through the scientific panel to bring the normal telescope cameras back up. The petroscope normal light camera is just to orientate things from the main scope itself. The telescope has a much better resolution and clarity. I guess I'm too excited to think clearly because it took me until now to think of it. What you're just going crazy. You didn't even let Hooby come out, huh? All right, I'm sorry. No, you don't need to attack her. Stop. The image is far clearer through those main telescopes. I guess it's just insanely high resolution camera because I can still zoom in and out with no loss of clarity. I have a very, very, very good view of Blip A now, and the ship's hull is mottled gray and tan. Gray and tan. The pattern seems random and smooth, like someone started mixing paint and then stopped way too early. I spot motion in the corner of the screen in a regular shape. Object slides along the track in the hull. It's a Stark stick with 5 articulated arms coming out of the top. Each arm has a clamp-like hand on the end. It's only now that I notice a network of tracks along the hull. Oh, thank you for the follow on the YouTube. I appreciate that. It's now that I notice a network of tracks along the hull. It's a robot, something controlled from the inside. At least, I assume it is. It doesn't look like a little green man, and it certainly doesn't look like an alien EVA suit. Not that I have any idea either what those things would look like. Yeah, I am pretty sure it's a hull-mounted robot. Space stations back at Earth have them. They're a nice way to get stuff outside of your ship without having to suit up. The robot works its way along the hull until it reaches the spot closest to the Hail Mary. One of the little clamp's hands hold a cylindrical object. I don't really have a sense of scale, but the robot is tiny compared to the ship. I feel like it's about the size, or maybe smaller, but that's a wild guess. The robot stops, reaches toward my ship, and gently releases the cylinder into space. The cylinder moves slowly towards me. It has a slight rotation, end over end. Not perfect, but still very smooth release. I check the radar panel. The Blip A is at velocity 0, and there's a Blip B on the screen now. It shows a much smaller cylinder approaching at 8.6 centimeters per second. Interesting. That's the same exact velocity I moved the Hail Mary a moment ago while flashing the engines to say hi. This can't be a coincidence. They want me to have that cylinder, and they want to deliver it to me at a velocity they know I'm comfortable working with. That's very considerate of you, I say. These are very smart aliens. I have to assume friendly intent at this point. I mean, they're going out of their way to say hi and be accommodating. Besides, if there's a hostile intent, what would I do about it? Die? That's what I'd do. I'm a scientist, not Buck Rogers. Well, I mean, I guess I could be at this point. Spin drives at their ship, fire them up at full, which would vaporize, what? I'm not just going to think along those lines right now. Some quick math tells me the cylinder will take over 40 minutes to reach me. I have that long of a time to get in the EVA suit, go outside, position myself on the hull for humanity's first touchdown pass reception from an alien quarterback. And the crowd goes wild. I learned a lot about my airlock when I was giving my crewmates a burial in space. And Ianka would have loved this moment. She would have been absolutely bouncing around the cabin with excitement. Yao would have been stoic and steady. He would have cracked a smile when he thought we weren't looking. The tears ruined my vision. Lacking gravity, they coat my eyes. It's like trying to see underwater. I wipe them off and fling them across the control room. They splatter on the opposite wall. I don't have time for this. I have an alien thingy to catch. I unhook my belt on the chair and float over the airlock. My mind is a whirl with ideas and questions. I am jumping to wild, unfounded conclusions left and right. Maybe this intelligent alien species invented astrophase. Maybe they genetically and engineered it specifically to grow spaceship fuel, the ultimate in solar power. Maybe once I explain what's happening to Earth, they'll have a solution. Maybe they'll board my ship and lay eggs in my brain. Is that what you're trying to do? Huh? You can never be sure. Kind of like you. We could never be sure. Now you're just loafing uphill. All right, let's do it. I open the inner airlock and pull out the EVA suit. So do I have any idea how to get into this thing? Or how to safely use it? I disable the chrysalis lock of the Olin MKS2 EVA suit. And I open the rear hatch. I activate the main power. Wait, he's got an EVA suit on, right? I activate the main power and flick the switch on the belt. The suit boots up almost immediately, and the status panel attached to the chest component reads, all system functional. What the heck? I know everything that's going on here. We were probably trained on this extensively. I know it the same way I know physics. It's there in my mind, but I don't remember learning it. The Russian-made suit is like a single pressure vessel, unlike American models where you put on a top and a bottom, then a bunch of complex stuff for the helmet and gloves. The Orlin series was basically a onesie with a hatch in the back. You step into it, close the hatch, and you're done. You're done. It's just like you're done. You're done. It's like an insect molting in reverse. I open the back and wiggle into the suit. 0 G's is a real bond here. I don't have to fight with the suit nearly as much as I normally would. Weird. I know this was easier than the other times I've done it, but I don't remember the other times I've done it. I think I have brain damage from the coma. I'm functional enough for now. I press on. I get my arms and legs into the retrospective holes. The jumpsuit is uncomfortable. I suppose to be wearing a special undergarment. I even know what it looks like, but it's just for temperature regulation and biomonitoring. I don't have time to find the storage area. I have a date with the cylinder. Now in the suit, I steadily press against the air. Oh, we going into space. Hang on. We're going into space, folks. It's time. We're going into space, Ernisha. Let's do it. All right, we're going into space with Ernisha. Woo! All right, here we go. We're going into space, Ernisha. Now in the suit, I press steadily against the airlock with my legs pushed out to the open rear flap. Once I get within a few inches, centimeters I should say, this is a Russian made after all. A light turns green in the chest-mounted status panel. I reach up in the panel with my thickly gloved hands and press the auto-seal button. The suit ratchets in the open close with a series of loud clinks and a final clunk. The outer seal locks into place. My status board reads green, and I have seen 7 hours of life support available. Internal pressure is at 400 hectoparsecs for 40% of Earth's atmosphere at sea level. We trying. Until it gets too big and I can't control it. That's normal for spacesuits. The whole process only took 5 minutes. I'm ready to go outside. Interesting. I don't have to go through a decompression step. On the space stations back home, astronauts have to spend hours in an airlock slowly acclimatizing to the low pressure needed for the EVA suit before they can go out. But I don't have that problem. Apparently, the entire Hail Mary is at the 40% pressure. Good design. The only reason space stations around Earth have full atmosphere of pressure is in case the astronauts have to abort and return to Earth in a hurry. But for the Hail Mary crew, where were we going to go? Maybe as well we use low pressure all the times. Makes things easier on the whole and lets you do rapid EVAs. I take a deep breath and let it out. A soft whirl comes from somewhere behind me. A cool air flows along my back and shoulders. Air conditioning. That feels nice. I grab a handhold and spin myself around. I pull the inner airlock door closed and then rotate the primary level to begin the cycling sequence. A pump fires up. It's louder than I would have thought. It sounds like an idling motorcycle. I keep my hand on the lever, pushing it back to the original position to cancel the cycle and repressurize. If I see even a hint of red light on my suit panel, I'm going to throw that lever so fast it'll make your head spin. Isn't that right, Saki Boo? After a minute, the pump grows quieter. The quieter still. It's probably as loud as it ever was. But with the air leaving the chamber, there's no way for the noise to get to me other than through the feet touching the Velcro pads on the floor. Finally, the pump stops. I'm in total silence aside from the fans inside the suit. The airlock control shows that the pressure inside is 0 and a yellow light turns green. I'm clear to open the outer door. I grab the hatch crank and then hesitate. What am I doing? I say. Is this really a good idea? No, but it's going to be fun and you got to do it. I want that cylinder so badly, I'm just plowing ahead without any sort of plan. Is this even worth risking my life for? Yes, unequivocally. Okay, but is it worth risking the lives of everyone on Earth? Because if I mess up and die out there, then there's a whole Hail Mary project. We've been in vain. Yes, still worth it. I don't know what these aliens are like, what they want, or what they're planning to say, but they will have information. Any information. I was talking to you, love. Even the stuff rather than not knowing is better than none. She did. I spin the handle of the open of the back door. I attempt blackness of the space lies beyond. The light of Tau Ceti glistens off the door. I peek my head out to see Tau Ceti with my own eyes. At this distance, it's a little less bright than the sun as seen from Earth. I double check my tether, make darn sure I'm attached when I step out into space. Dun dun dun! And that's a wheel spin marker, a wheel spin marker. We are at.
He just needed to the salon. To the art lab.
To the art lab! Uh-oh.
If I was a villain.
Ooh. Can you hit the wood?
Yeah, got wood.
Sorry, what? You're good, man.
I'm Mosey.
Oh, you're good. All right. Here. Whoa, cat butt sneaking out. All right, here we go. Moving on. Whew. I'm good at this. I must have practiced a lot. Maybe in a neutral buoyancy tank or something. But it comes as second nature to me. I exit the airlock and clamp one of my tethers to the rail on the outside hull. Always have 2 tethers and always have at least one attached. That way, you're never at risk of floating away from the ship. I mean, that's a great idea. The Orlan MKS-2 is possibly the best EVA suit ever made, but it doesn't make it safe for a unit like NASA's EMU suit. At least with a safer unit, you have minimal thrust capabilities to return to the ship if you fail and drift. All that information floods into my mind at once. I guess I've put a lot of time and thought into these spacesuits. Maybe. Or I'm our crew's EVA specialist. I don't know. You get that floor, Saki Boo. I flip the sun visor up and peer toward Blip A. I wish I could glean something special in sight by seeing it in person. But it's pretty far away. The Hail Mary telescope gave me a much better view. Still, there's something unique about staring at the direction of an alien spaceship. I catch a glimpse of the cylinder. Every now and then, the flat ends of the gently tumbling cylinder reflect Tau light. I've decided Tau light is a word, by the way. A light from Tau Ceti. It's not sunlight. Tau Ceti isn't the sun. So it's Tau light. Valid. I still have a good 20 minutes before the cylinder reaches the ship. I wait for a while, I guess, where it'll hit. It'll be nice to have a crewmate inside the radio station. At the radio station. It'll be nice to have crewmates at all. After 5 minutes, I have a good bead on the cylinder. It's headed for roughly the center of the ship. That's a good place as any for the aliens to aim for. I make my way across the hull. The helm area is pretty big. My little pressurized area is only half its length, and the back half flares out to 3 times as wide. Most of that will be empty now, I guess. It used to be full of astrophage for my one-way ticket on a outbound ship. The hull is crisscrossed with rails and lash points for the EVA tethering. Tether by tether, rail by rail, I make my way towards the center of the ship. I have to step over a thick ring. It circles the crew compartment of the area of the ship, and it's good 2 feet thick. Hello, love cat butt. I don't know what it is, but it must be pretty heavy. Mass is everything when it comes to spaceship designs, so it must be important. I speculate about that later. I continue along, one whole latch at a time. No, ma'am. What are we doing? We're just... Girlfriend. Okay, here we go. There we go. Good Lord. Woo! I adjust my position. Okay, where I speculate about that later. I continue along one hatch point at a time until I'm roughly in the center of the hull. The cylinder creeps closer. I adjust my position a tad to keep up with it. After an excruciatingly long wait, it's almost within. She wants to go to space too, right? For real. It's almost within reach. I wait. No need to get greedy. If I paw at it too early, I might knock it off course and into space. I have no way of recovering it. I don't want to look dumb in front of the aliens. Too late! Because they're surely watching me right now, probably counting my limbs, noting my size, figuring out what part of me they should eat first. Whatever. I let the cylinder get closer and closer. It's moving less than 1 mile per hour. Not exactly a bullet pass. Now that it's so close, I can estimate its size. It's not big at all. It's about the size and shape of a coffee can. It's a dull gray color with splotches of slightly darker gray randomly here and there. Similar to the Blip A's hull, kind of. Different color, but some blotchiness. Maybe it's a stylistic thing. Random splotches are in this season for something. The cylinder floats into my arms, and I grab it with both hands. It has less mass than I expected. It's probably hollow. It is a cylinder. It is a container, sorry. There's something inside they want me to see. I hold the cylinder under an arm, and I use the other one to deal with tethers. I hurry back to the airlock. It's a stupid thing to do. There's no reason to hurry and literally endanger my life. One slip up, and I'd be off in space. But I just can't wait. I get back to the ship, cycle the airlock. I float into the control room with my prize in hand. I open the Orion suit, already thinking about the test. I run the tests I'll run on the cylinder. There's a whole lab to work within. The smell hits me immediately. I gasp and cough. The cylinder is bad. No, not bad, but the smell is bad. I can barely breathe. The chemicals is familiar. The chemical smell is familiar. What is that? Cat pee? Ammonia. It's ammonia. Okay. I wheeze. Okay. Think. My gut instinct is to close the suit again. But that would just trap me in a small volume with the ammonia, and that's already here. Better let the cylinder air out in a larger volume of the ship. Ammonia isn't toxic, at least in small quantities. And the fact that I can still breathe at all tells me it's a small quantity. If it weren't, my lungs would have caustic burns, and I would be unconscious and dead by now. As it is, there's just a bad smell. I can handle a bad smell. I climb out of the back of the suit while the cylinder floats in the middle of the console room. Now that it's not shook anymore, I can handle the ammonia. It's no worse than using a bunch of Windex in a small room. Unpleasant, but not dangerous. Are you recording? Oh, that's nice. I grab the cylinder, and it's hot as heck. Oh, Allie, what's up? Welcome, Allie. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You got to see the nice. No worry. I feel you.
Monster finds me all the time.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you made it, Allie. Glad you showed up. Glad you're here. I grab the cylinder, and it's hot as heck. I yelp, and I pull my hand away. I blow on it for a moment and check the burns. It wasn't too bad. Not stovetop hot, but hot. Grabbing with my bare hands was stupid. Flawed logic. I assumed that since I'd been holding it earlier, it was okay by now. But earlier, I had on very thick spacesuit gloves protecting my hands. You've been a bad alien cylinder, I've said. You need a timeout. I put my arms into my sleeve and wrapped my hands in the cuff. I now use my non-protective knuckles to nudge the cylinder onto the airlock. Once it's in, I close the door. I'll let it be for now. It's cooled down to the ambient air temperature eventually. And while it does, I don't want anyone floating around randomly around my ship. I don't think there's anything in the airlock that can get hurt by some heat. How hot was it? Well, I had both hands on it, like an idiot, for a fraction of a second. My own reaction time was enough to keep me from getting burnt, so it's probably less than 100 degrees Celsius. I open and close my hands a few times. They don't hurt anymore, but the memory of the pain lingers. Where did the heat come from? I mumbled. The cylinder was out in space for a good 40 minutes. Over that time, it should have radiated heat via black body radiation. It should be cold, not hot. I'm about 1 AU from Tau Ceti, and Tau Ceti has half the luminosity of the sun. So I don't think that Tau light could have heated the cylinder up that much. Definitely not more than the black body radiation would cool it down. So either it has a heater inside, or it was extremely hot when it started the trip. I guess I'll find out soon enough. It's not very heavy, so it's probably thin. If there's no internal heat source, it'll cool off fast in the air. The room still smells like ammonia. Yuck. I float down to the lab. I don't know where to begin. So many things I want to do. Maybe I should start just by identifying the material in the cylinder made of. Something harmless to the Blip A crew might be incredibly toxic to me, and neither of us would know. Maybe I should check for radiation. I drift down to the lab table and put my hand out, steady myself. I get better at the zero-G thing. I think I remember seeing an astronaut documentary saying some people handle it fine, while others really struggle. Looks like I am one of the lucky ones. I'm using lucky loose here. I'm on a snooze mission. So yeah, the lab is a mystery. It has been for a while. It's clearly set up with the idea that there will be gravity. It has tables, chairs, test tubes, etc., etc. There's none of the usual stuff you would expect to see in a weightless environment. No Velcro on the walls, no computer screens at all angles, no efficient use of space. Everything assumes there will be a floor. The ship can accelerate just fine. For a good long time, too. It had me at 1.5 Gs for probably a few years. But they can't expect me to just leave the engines on and fly in circles to keep gravity in the lab, right? I look around at each piece of lab equipment and try to relax my mind. There has to be a reason for this, and it's in my memory somewhere. The trick is to think about what I want to know, not to stress about it too much. It's like falling asleep. You can't really do it if you're concentrating on it too hard. So many top-of-the-line pieces of equipment. I let my mind wander and scan across them. Oh. Boom! End of that chapter! End of the chapter! Let's get our wheels.
He looked a little like a burnt turkey when he came out of the printer, so we can't have that.
A burnt turkey.
Turkey? What's a turkey?
That's funny. Wow! You're gonna hit log again. Star side again. Interesting. All right. Let's get to it. I want to thank you all for being here with me, the ones that are here. I appreciate you coming here. What's the name of the song? On Your Knees. It says On Your Knees. I found it on the TikTok, believe it or not. I found it on the TikTok, believe it or not. You should be able, like on TikTok, if you on the hopefully If not, I can find I'll find the version I have and I'll put it down in the cord and let you know. All right, we're still good. All right, I find a lot of music that way, right? Nice play. Okay, heck yeah. That's good stuff. I need to do that. I need to take all the songs we do and I need to make the playlist still. So many things to do. All right, let's get into it. Chapter 8. Project Hail Mary. By the time we reached Geneva, I was completely lost track of what day it was. The computer models of astrophage breeder weren't lining up with the real world. What you need, love? What you looking at? What you looking at? Of what? At what? That's what I'm saying. What you looking at? Oh, gotcha. By the time we reached Geneva, I was completely lost track of what day it was. The computer models for the astrophage breeder weren't lining up with the real world performance. Though I had managed to breed up almost 6 grams of astrophage so far, when all was said and done, the aircraft carrier's reactor just couldn't generate enough heat and speed up the reaction any further. Strat kept vaguely saying they were going to provide a heat source capable of keeping up, but nothing had come of yet. I typed away on the computer even as a luxury private jet came to halt at the gate. Strat had to nudge me to make sure to make me stop walking at all. 3 hours later, we waited in a conference room. It's always a conference room. My life was a collection of conference room these days. This one was nicer than most, at least, with the fancy wood paneling and the stylish mahogany table. It was really something. Oh no, you're getting the lives over each other again? No, I'm sorry, Belle. Oh, that sucks. Strat and I didn't talk. I worked on the heat transfer rate coefficiencies while she typed away on her laptop. Gosh darn knows what. We spent enough time together as it was. Finally, our dour-looking woman entered the room and sat across from Strat. Thank you for seeing me, Miss Strat, she said with a Norwegian accent. No need to thank me, Dr. Larkin, she said. I am here against my will. I looked up from my laptop. You are? I thought you scheduled this. She didn't take her eyes off the Norwegian. I scheduled it because I had 6 different world leaders on the phone at the same time nagging me to do it. I finally relented. And you are? Lorcan asked. Ryland Grace. She actually backed away. The Ryland Grace? Author of an analysis of water-based assumptions and recalibrations of expectations and evolutionary models? Yeah, got a problem with that? I said. Strat half smiled at me. You're famous. Infamous, said Logan. His childish paper was a slap to the face of the scientific community. This man's work, for you, absurd. All of his assumptions about alien life were proven wrong. I scowled. Hey! My claim is life doesn't need water to evolve. Just because we found some life that does use water, that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Of course it does. 2 life forms independently evolved require water. Independently, I snorted. Are you out of your mind? Do you honestly think something complicated as mitochondria would evolve the same way twice? It's obviously a panspermia event. She waved at my statement as if I were an annoying insect. Astrophage mitochondria is very different from Earth mitochondria. They're clearly evolved separately. They're 98% identical. Ahem, Strat said. I don't really get what you're fighting about, but can we... I pointed to Loken. This idiot thinks astrophage evolved independently, but it's obvious astrophage and Earth life are related. That's fascinating. But, Lorcan slapped the table. How could this common ancestor have gotten across the interstellar space? The same way astrophage does it. She leaned towards me. Then why haven't we seen interstellar life all along? I leaned forward.
No idea. Maybe it was a fluke.
How do you explain the difference in mitochondria? 4 billion years of divergent evolution? Stop, Strat said calmly. I don't know what this is. Some sort of science-related pissing contest? That's not what we're here for. Dr. Grace, Dr. Larkin, please sit down. I plopped into my seat and folded my arms. Larkin sat as well. Strat fiddled with the pen. Dr. Locke, you've been hassling governments to hassle me over and over, day in, day out. I know you want to be involved in Project Hail Mary, but I won't make it a huge international mess. We don't have time to be politicking and kingdom building the ways that always happens on big projects. I'm not happy to be here either, Larkin said. I'm here at a great inconvenience to me as well, because this was the only way to tell you a critical design flaw in the Hail Mary. Dun, dun, dun. We sent out those preliminary designs for general feedback, not command appearances in Geneva. Then file this under general feedback. Could have been an email. You would have deleted it. You have to listen to me, Strat. This is important. Strat twirled the pen around a few more times. Well, I'm here. Go ahead. Lorcan cleared her throat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the entire purpose of the Hail Mary is to be a laboratory. One we can send to Tau Ceti to see why the star, and that star alone, is immune to astrophage. That's right, she nodded. Then would you also agree that the lab aboard the ship itself is the most important component? Yes, Strout said. Without it, the mission is meaningless. Then we have a serious problem. Lorcan pulled up several sheets of paper from her purse. I have a list of the lab equipment you want aboard. Spectrometers, DNA sequencers, microscopes, chemistry lab glassware. I'm aware of the list, Strat said. I was the one who signed off on it. Lorcan dropped the papers on the table. Most of this stuff won't work in 0G. Strat rolled her eyes. We've thought of that, of course. Companies all over the world are working on a 0G related version of this equipment as we speak. Lorcan shook her head. Do you have any idea how much research and development went into making an electron microscope? Grass chromatographs? Everything else on this list. A century of scientific advances brought by failure after failure. You want to just assume that making these things 0G's functional is going to work on the first try? I don't see any other way around it, unless you invent artificial gravity. We have invented artificial gravity, Lorcan insists, a long time ago. Strat shot me a look, obviously, that I caught her off guard. I think she means a centrifuge, I said. I know she means a centrifuge, Fat says. What do you think? I hadn't thought of that before. I guess it could work. Strat shook her head. No, that won't fly. We have to keep things simple. As simple as possible. Big solid ship, minimal moving parts. The more complications we have, the more points of failure we risk. It's worth the risk, said Lockin. We'd have to add a huge counterweight to the Hail Mary to make it even work. Strat pursed her lips. I'm sorry, but we barely have enough energy to make astrophage for the current mass limit. We can't just double it. Wait, we have enough energy to make all the fuel? When did that happen? I said. You don't need to add mass, Lorcan said. She pulled another paper from her purse and slapped it down on the table. If you take the current design, cut it in half between the crew compartment and the fuel tanks, the two sides will have good mass rotation for a centrifuge. Strat peered at the diagram. You put all the fuel on the same size. That's 2 million kilograms. No, I shook my head. The fuel would be gone. They both looked at me. It's a suicide mission, I said. The fuel will be gone when they get to Tau Ceti. Lorcan picked a split point where the back of the ship would weigh 3 times as much as the front. It's a good mass ratio for a centrifuge. It could work like a cat, but woo, you are trying to sneak some in there, girl. You are trying me tonight. I tell you what, you are trying. You are trying. I know. Thank you, said Lockin. How you cut a ship in half, asked Strat. How does it become a centrifuge? Lorcan flipped the diagram over to read a detailed image showing flaring between the two ship halves. Spools of Xylon cabling between the crew compartment and the rest of the ship. We could simulate 1G of gravity with 100 meters of separation. Strat pinched her chin. Someone actually changed her mind on something. I don't like complexity. I don't like the risk. This removes complexity and risk, Lorcan said. The ship, the crew, the astrophage, It's all just support system for the lab equipment. You need reliable equipment. Stuff that's been used for years with millions of man hours of commercial use. Every imaginable kink has been worked out of those systems. If you have 1 g of gravity to make sure they'll be in the environment they were perfected for, you will get the benefit of all that reliability. Grace, your thoughts? I think it's a good idea. Really? Yeah, I said. I mean, we already have a design of the ship to withstand 4 years of constant acceleration at 1.5 G, so it's going to be pretty solid. She took a longer look at Loken's diagram. Wouldn't this make the artificial gravity in the crew area upside down? She was right. The Hail Mary was designed so that down was toward the engines, and the ship accelerates, the crew would push down to the floor. But inside the centrifuge, down is always away from the center of the rotation. So the crew would all be pushed towards the nose of the ship. Yes, that would be a problem. Lorcan pointed to the diagram. The cables didn't attach directly to the crew compartment. They attached to the 2 large discs on either side. The cabling is attached to these big hinges. The whole front half of the ship can rotate 180 degrees. So when they're in a centrifuge mode, the nose will face inwards, the other half of the ship. Inside the crew compartment, the force of the gravity will be away from the nose. Same as when the engines are thrusting. Strat took it in. This is a fairly complicated piece of machinery, and you'll be breaking the ship into 2 parts. You honestly think this is less of a risk? I like working out kinks, but usually with the partner. That's funny, Belle. Less risk than using brand new, insufficiently tested equipment. Trust me, I've used sensitive equipment most of my career, I said. It's finicky and delicate, even in ideal conditions. Strad picked up her pen, tapped it on several times. Okay, we'll do it. Oh, did he make it in there? Ooh, that's a close one. Okay, we'll do it. Logan smiled. Excitement. I'll write up a paper and send it along to the UN. We can form a committee. No, I said. We'll do it. Strat stood up. You're with us now, Dr. Organ. Pack a bag. Huh? Oh, you're good. You're good. We'll meet at the Geneva Aeroport Terminal 3. Private plane called Strat. What? I work for ESA. I can't just... Yeah, don't bother, I said. She's going to call your boss, or your boss's boss, or whatever you have to assign her to. You just got drafted. I wasn't volunteering to design it personally, Lorcan protest. I only meant to point out, I never said you volunteered, Strat said. It's not voluntary at all. You can't just force me to work for you. Let me tell y'all about Strat here, okay? But Strat was already walking out of the room. Meet us at the airport in 1 hour, and I'll have the Swiss Gendarmerie drag you there in 2 hours. What did that? The Swiss Gendarmerie drag you there in 2 hours. Your call. Lorcan stared at the door. What are you doing? Flabbergasted, then back to me. You'll get used to it, I said. Oh my lord. You do this when I have to go here. I'm gonna put you here. Stay right here. Stay right there. All right. Button time, button time. We got some more button time. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, Direbound got another vote. Direbound. And that is the Jail Boys.
I'm just following my destiny. I'm just doing what comes naturally.
I went Shatter Daddies, but also Mistborn Point. Which one is Mistborn again on? Oh, stay with me. Oh. Oh, Mistborn. Mistborn is the animals. Mistborn is animals. So, but she went Shadow Daddies, and that one's on Book of As. I mean, not bad ones. Not bad picks. Not bad picks, I don't think. All right. Here we go. Back to it. The ship is a centrifuge. I remember it all now. That's why there's a mysterious area called cable fairing. That's where the spools of the Xylon cable are. The ship can break in half, turn the crew compartment around, and spin. The turning around part. That's the weird ring I saw on the hull during my EVA. I remember the design now. It has two big hinges on it, allowing the crew compartment to turn around before the centrifuge is activated. It's strangely reminiscent of the Apollo spacecraft. The lunar lander was attached below the command module at launch, but they separated, turned the command module around, and reconnected with the lunar lander during their trip to the moon. That's one of those things that looks ridiculous, but at the end is being the most effective way to solve a problem. The new button, which is the best button. I'm not going to lie. It might be because it's a new one, but it's a pretty darn good button. I'm not going to lie. It's a pretty darn good button. I float back up to the cockpit and flip through the screens on the various consoles. As each one failed to be what I want, I move to the next. Finally, I find it. The centrifuge screen. It was hiding out in a sub-panel of the life support screen. It looks simple enough. There's yaw, pitch, roll readouts showing the current state of the ship, just like the navigation panel has. A separate readout is labeled crew compartment angle. That must be the turning around bit. Each one reads 0 degrees per second. Below those is the button labeled engage centrifuge sequence. Under that, there are a bunch of numbers related to the rotational acceleration rate, the final rate speed, spooling estimated g-force at the floor of the lab, 4 different screens of the spool status. I guess there are 4 spools, 2 at each side, which the emergency protocol is to follow if there's a problem, and a lot more stuff I won't pretend to understand. Excuse me. The important things is all those readouts have values already in them. Gotta love computers. They do all the thinking for you, so you don't have to. Well, I wish. I do take a closer look at the emergency protocol mode. It just reads spin down. I tap the readout and drop down appears. Look at my options. Are spin down, halt, all spools, and one red labeled separate. I'm pretty sure I don't want to do that. I suspect the spin down will slowly decelerate the ship's spin if there's a problem. Sounds good, so I'll leave it set to that. I'm about to engage the centrifuge, but then I pause. Is everything tied down? Is it safe to suddenly have a bunch of force acting on the ship? I shake it off. The ship was accelerating constantly for several years. It has to be comfortable with a little centrifuge action, right? Right. A few hundred astronauts have done it before. I place my faith in the life in the hands of the engineers who designed the system. Dr. Locken, I hope she did her job. I push the button. First, nothing happens. I wonder if it even just pressed it right, or if I just fumbled at the screen like I have so many times on my phone in the past. But then the alarm chimes. Throughout the ship, the piercing triple beep repeats every few seconds. There is no way for any crew member to miss a signal like that. A final warning, I guess, in case the crew had a failure to communicate. Over my head, the petroscope screen changes to the lockout mode. This confirms my earlier suspicion that the ship's maneuvering engines are astrophage based. I mean, it's kind of obvious when you think about it, but I wasn't sure until now. The beeping stops and nothing really happens. Then I notice that I'm closer to the nav panel than I was before. I drift to the edge of the room. I put my arm out and steady myself, and I get back to normal. Then I drift towards the nav panel again. Oh, I say. It's begun. I'm not drifting towards the nav panel. The whole cockpit is drifting towards me. The ship is starting to spin. Everything veers off and changes direction. That'll be because as the ship spins, the crew compartment is also turning around. This could get complicated. Ugh, right. I kick off the wall into the pilot seat. I tilt, or rather, the room tilts. No, that doesn't make sense. Nothing tilts. The ship is spinning around faster and faster. It's also accelerating the acceleration. Yeah, okay. Also, The front half of the ship is detached from the rear, and it's rotating around those two big hinges. When it's done, the nose will be pointed toward the rear half of the ship. All of this is going on at the same time. So the force that I'm feeling really are weird, extremely complicated stuff. But also, not my problem. Not my problem. What's up, Nene? Big hugs. Extremely complicated stuff and not my problem. It's up to the computer to deal with. I'm watching the centrifuge panel. Pitch rate reads 0.17 degrees per second. Another readout. What are you doing down? Oh, she's playing with the bar. Another readout labeled component separation reads 2.4 meters. There's a little beep in the crew compartment angle. Readout blinks, it shows as 180 degrees. I assume the whole sequence is worked out well in advance to minimize the shock to the system or the crew. I feel slight pressure on my butt as the seat pushes up against me. The transition is very smooth. I just experience more and more gravity in what feels like a tilting room. It's a weird sensation. I know logically that I am in the ship spinning around, but there are no windows to see it out there, only screens. I check the telescope screen and see that it's still pointed to blip A. The stars in the background do not move. It's accounting for my rotation, somehow canceling it. That bit of software was probably tricky, considering the camera probably isn't in the exact same center of the rotation. My arms grow heavy, so I put them in the armrests. I have to start using my neck muscles again for the first time in a while. 5 minutes later, after the sequence began, I experience a little less than normal Earth gravity. A quadruple beep announces at the end of the sequence. I check the centrifuge screen. It shows a pitch rate of 20.71 degrees per second, a total separation of 104 meters, and a lab gravity of 1g. The diagram of the ship shows the Hail Mary split in two pieces. The nose of the crew compartment pointed toward the other half. The two halves are comically far apart, and the entire system spins slowly. Well, actually pretty fast, but it's slow to scale. I unstrap from the chair, walk to the airlock. I open the hatch. The smell of ammonia drifts to the cockpit again, but not nearly as bad as before. The alien artifact lies on the floor. I give it a quick touch with my finger to gauge the temperature. It's still pretty warm, but no longer scalding. Good. There's no eternal heat or weird stuff like that. It just started out really hot. I pick it up. Time to see what this thing is made of and what's inside. Before leaving the cockpit, I take one last look at the telescope screen. I don't know why, but I guess I just like to keep track of what extraterrestrial ships in my vicinity are up to. I mean, that's valid. Very valid, you know what I mean? The blip A spins in space. It rotates end over end, probably at the exact same rate as the Hail Mary. I guess they saw me spinning up the centrifuge and figured it was another communication thing. Humanity's first communication with an intelligent alien race. Glad I could be a part of it. Oh, it's a wheel spin time! Wheel spin! And this book's giving y'all some wheel spins with this little breakers, man. I'm telling you. Oh, Rob was here. We missed Rob. Thanks for stopping by, Rob. Sorry we missed you. Hopefully we'll see you next time.
I think he just got here.
Did he just? Starside again! Holy shnikes! That's... Wow. Wow. That seems to be the button tonight. I don't know what's happening. That seems to be the button tonight. Already looks so much better. Already looks so much gooder. All right, let's continue on with the story. Get all up in there. Let them see it. What's up, love? You getting some pizza rolls? Enjoy the pizza rolls. Isn't there regular pizzas? How about you show your cockpit move? That's funny, Belle. That's funny. What's up? There's no more regular pizza? Oh, okay. Hey, well, that happens. That happens. All right, here we go. I set the cylinder on the lab table where I begin. Everywhere. I check to see if it's radioactive with the Geiger counter. It's not. That's nice. I poke it with various things and get a feel of its hardness. Ah, he's poking it with the...
Nah.
Gotta poke it. I poke it with various things to get a feel of its hardness. Nah, it's hard. That's what she said. It looked like metal, but it doesn't quite feel like metal. I use the multimeter to see if it's conductive. What's up, babe? Ooh, nice, nice. But it doesn't quite feel like metal. I use a multimeter to see if it's conductive. It isn't. Interesting. I get a hammer and chisel. I want a small chip of the cylinder material for the gas chromatograph. That way I'll know what elements it's made of. After a few smacks with a hammer, the chisel chips. The cylinder isn't even dented. The cylinder is too big to put in the gas chromatograph, but I find a handheld X-ray spectrometer. It looks like a UPC scanner gun. Easy enough to use, and it'll give me an idea what this thing is made of. It's not as accurate as the chromatograph, but not better than nothing. After a quick scan, it tells me the cylinder is made of xenon. What? I use the spectrometer on the steel lab table to make sure it's working correctly. It reports iron, nickel, chromium, and so on. Just what it should say. So I check the cylinder again, and I get the same wacky results with my first test. I tested 4 more times, but keep getting the same answer. Why did I run the test so many times? Because those results make no sense at all. Xenon is a noble gas. It doesn't react with anything. It doesn't form bonds with anything. And it's a gas at room temperature. But somehow it's part of the solid material. And no, it's not a cylinder filled with xenon or anything like that. The spectrometer was not as deep. The penetrating scan can only tell what's on the surface. If I pointed at a gold-plated nickel, it would say it's 100% gold, because that's all it can see. It can only tell me what the molecules on the surface of the cylinder are made of. Apparently, they're made of xenon. This handheld spectrometer can't detect elements lower than aluminum. So there could be carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, whatever is lurking in there too. But as for elements within the detector's range, I'm looking at pure xenon. How? I plop down onto the stool and I stare at the cylinder. What a strange artifact. What do I even call noble gases that react with things? Ignoble gases? But being flummoxed has one good side effect. It makes me stop my frenzied attack on the cylinder and just look at it. For the first time, I see there is a thin line running along the circumference, about an inch from the top. I feel it with my fingernail. It's definitely an indentation of some kind. You need some help, love? What is this? What are you trying to do? Oh, wow. You cannot do it. Damn. Hey, that is ripped tight there. Yeah. There we go. There you go. All right. You're welcome. I pick up the cylinder and try to pull off the top. It doesn't budge. On a whim, I try to unscrew it. It also doesn't budge. There's no reason the aliens would follow the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey rule, is there? I turn the lid to the right and rotate. My heart skips a beat. I keep turning. After 90 degrees, I feel it release. I pull the 2 chunks apart. Both halves have complicated stuff going on inside. They look like models of some kind. They both feature whisker-thin poles sticking up from their bases, leading to the spheres of various sizes. I don't see any moving parts or anything that appears to be made of the same weird material as the case. I check out the bottom half first. Have to start somewhere. A single whisker holds up an abstract sculpture. It's a marble-sized sphere. In a BB-sized sphere, each hand held... It's a marble-sized sphere and a BB-sized sphere, each held in place by thinner whiskers branching off the main vertical trunk. There's also an oddly parabolic shape connecting the tops of the two spheres. This whole thing looks familiar to me. Why? Petrova line! I blurted out. I've seen that arc shape enough times to know that by heart. My heart races. I point to the large sphere. You must be a star, and you must be a planet, and the little guy must be a planet. These aliens are aware of astrophage, or at least they're aware of the Petrova line. That doesn't really tell me anything. They're in an astrophage power ship, so of course they know about astrophage. And we're chatting in a solar system that has a Petrova line, so that's not surprising either. This might be their home system after all I know. This might be their home system for all I know. This is a good start, though. We were talking by flashing our engines, so they know I use astrophage. And I can see, with help from the ship, that the Petrova frequency. From that, they concluded I must be able to see the Petrova line. They're smart. I look at the other half of the doohickey. Dozens of whiskers rise from the base. They're all different lengths, and each one ends in a sphere less than a millimeter across. I poke the whiskers with my finger, and it doesn't bend. I press harder and harder. Eventually, the whole doohickey slides on the table. Those whiskers are strong, stronger than anything that would have been thin. I guess xenon makes pretty strong metal when you get it to react with things. It infuriates my tender scientific heart. I try to put it out of my head and get back into the task at hand. I count 31 whiskers, each one with a little sphere at the end. While counting, I spot something special. There's one whisker sticking up from the internal center of the discs, but unlike the others, it's not connected to a sphere. I squint to get a good look. Instead of a single sphere, it's two spheres of different sizes, and they arc. Okay, I see. It's a very small replica of the Petrova line model on the other half of the doohickey. Maybe 1/20 the scale? And on the Petrova line model has even thinner whiskers connecting to another sphere at the top of a different whisker. No, not quite a sphere. It's another Petrova line model. I scour the rest of the doohickey for any more of them, but I don't see any. Just the one in the middle and the one off the table. Wait a minute. I pull out the drawer that has a lab computer panel on it. Time to make use of that virtual infinite reference material. I find a huge spreadsheet with the information I need. Bring it into the Excel Strat loves well-tested off-the-shelf products. And doing operations on it. Soon, I have a data plot I wanted. And it matches. Stars. The little spheres at the end of the whiskers are stars. Of course they are. What else would have a Petrova line? But they're not just any old stars. These are specific stars. They're all in the correct relative position of one another, with Tau Ceti right in the center. The map's point of view is kind of odd. To make spheres match my data point, the stars' locations, I have to hold the doohickey at a 30-degree angle and kind of rotate it around a bit. But of course, all of the Earth's data is based on the Earth's orbital plane being in the reference point. People from different planets would have a different coordinated system. But no matter how you look at it, the end result is the same. The doohickey is a map of local stars. Then I suddenly very interested in the little filament connecting the little sphere, Tau Ceti, to another sphere. I check the corresponding star in my catalog. It's called 40 Iridani. It's called 40 Iridani. But I bet the crew of the Blip A called it home. That's the message. We're from 40 Iridani system, and now we're here at Tau Ceti. There's even more than that. They're also saying 40 Iridani has a Petrova line just like Tau Ceti. I stop to let that sink in. Are you in the same boat as us? I say. Of course they are. Astrophage is getting all the local stars. These people are from a planet orbiting 40 Iridani, and 40 Iridani is infected just like our sun. They have some pretty good science going on. So they did the same thing we did. Make a ship, go to Tau Ceti, hide the cat butt, and see what's dying. Holy cow, I say. I'm jumping up to conclusions there. Maybe they're harvesting astrophage from the Petrova line and consider it a boon. Maybe they invented astrophage. Maybe they think Petrova lines are pretty. They're just a bunch of different things that this could mean. but most likely they admittedly biased opinion that they're here to find a solution. Aliens. Actual aliens. Aliens from 40 Adena system. So I guess that makes them Eridinians? Hard to say, even harder to remember. Eridins. No, how about Eridans? Sounds like they're iridium, which is one of the cooler sounding elements on the periodic table. Yeah, I'm going to call them Eridins. I think it's pretty obvious how I should respond. I roughly searched the lab a few days ago. No, Eridins. It might be weird, but that's what I'm calling them, God damn it. There's rough. I thoroughly searched throughout the lab a few days ago. There's an electronics kit in this one drawer. The trick is remembering which one. I don't remember, of course. It takes me a while of searching. What are they laughing at? What? She just laughing at me.
This stuff that was funny.
Oh, me and Shmoo. Yeah. They probably are Eridins, but I like Eridins. It's you know me. You know me. It is what it is. All right. Sorry, I think I hit a page. Kitty girl. Okay. Girlfriend, where was I? Searching the lab a few days ago. There's electronics kit. The trick is remembering which one. I don't remember. Of course, it takes me a while of searching and not quite swearing. I do all the swearing so Rylan doesn't have to. Hey, welcome back, Dr. Lego. And while I do, but I eventually find it, I don't have any. Do you need me to, what are you doing? You need me to scoop or something? Oh, okay. I don't have any xenonite. That's what I'm calling this weird alien compound. And no one can stop me. See, if no one can stop him from making up shit, no one can stop me either. I'm just saying. We are one and the same. But I do have solder and a soldering iron. I break off a little piece of solder, melt one end of the stick, and towel steady sphere. It sticks pretty well, which is a relief. You never know with xenonite. Like he never knows with xenonite. Like he's ever, that's funny. I check, double check, and triple check to make sure I correctly identify which one of the little stars in the model is Sol, Earth's sun. I solder the other side of the wire to Sol. I search the lab until I find some harder paraffin. With some poking and open flame, and mild swearing. Once again, I swear I do the heavy lifting of the swearing form. I am able to make a really poor approximation of the Petrova line icon that they sent me. I smudge it into the Sol in the model. It looks all right, at least. Good enough that they should get the idea. I take a look. Stop, it's a new chair. Don't friggin' claw it up. Saki Boo, geez. Now you're gonna bite me. Okay, so I don't let you bite the chair, so you bite my hand. Bite me.
Don't bite the
Literally.
hand that feeds you, man.
Literally, I feed you. Anyway, sorry, digressing. Sorry. Yes, that poking art down, right? For real. At least good enough, and they should get the idea. I take a look. The thick, slim lines of the xenonite whiskers are ruined by my crooked, bobbed end soldering addition and the crappy wax model. It's like someone added a crayon drawing to the corner of a Da Vinci. That's like my painting and her painting we did last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We did, but my painting looks like him, and you look like the aliens. Much
I
gooder.
am the alien.
Fair statement. Well, I'd be the alien. Well, yeah. 11D. 42. I try to screw the top and the bottom of the doohickey back together. They refuse to mate. I try again. It still doesn't work. I remember the Iridian. What is it? Iridians. Don't put that in there. The Iridians use left-handed threading in their screws. So I do what, to me, is unscrewing motion. The two pieces connect perfectly. Time to throw it back at them. Politely. Except I can't. Not with the ship spinning around like this. If I try to step out of the airlock, I gotta go flying into space. I grab the doohickey and climb up to the control room. I strap myself into the chair in order for the ship to spin down. Like last time, I feel the room tilt, though this time it tilts the other way. And again, I know it's not actually tilting. It's my perception of the lateral acceleration being applied. But whatever. I feel the gravity decrease and tilt in the room reduce until I'm back to 0 G's again. This time there's no disorientation. I guess my lizard brain has made it peace with the fact that gravity comes and goes. The operation ends with a final clunk as the reorientation crew compartment sets into the rear half of the ship. I get back to the EVA suit. It's a flying wiener. I draw very good flying ones. Yes, I do. I grab the doohickey and head out to the space once again. We're back into space! Ernisha, we're in space! We're in space, Ernisha. I get back to the EVA suit, grab my doohickey, and head out into space once again. I don't need to work my way across the hole with the tethers this time. I just clip my tether in the airlock. Blip A has stopped spinning. Probably did it when the Hail Mary stopped. And it's still 217 meters away. I don't have to be Joe Montana. It's like Joe Montana. To make this pass, I just need to set the doohickey in motion toward Blip A. It's over 100 meters across. I should be able to hit it. What was that? Oh, Lord. What are the cats getting into? She knocked over my Umbra Mortis hat, my helmet. Oh, you got sent away. Wah, na 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 na. Bye bye. Shame, shame, shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame.
Ernisha gotta be safe in space. Ernisha gotta be safe in space. We take care of everybody here.
Making a mess.
She knocked over my Umbra Mortis mask. Little bastard. All right. I give the doohickey a shove. It floats away from me at a reasonable speed, maybe 2 meters per second, roughly a jogging pace. This is communication of a sort. I'm trying not to. Would have been probably easier if you would have went and came in the other way. That's what she said.
No, but then I wouldn't knock my shin.
If you would have came in that. I can't believe you just said that. All right, moving on, carrying on. All right, it's a jogging pace. This is communication of sort two. I'm telling my new friend that I can handle slightly faster deliveries. The doohickey floats off towards the Iridian ship, and I head back to mine. Okay, guys, I say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If astrophage is your enemy, I'm your friend. Time for a button!
Push it.
All right, let's see what's happened today. You like the upgrade? Very nice. We get a full 360 view. The helmet upgrade. Okay, what is going on? What is happening?
Not the wood again. Is it?
Yes, again. I'm gonna move it. Okay, there. We'll put it there. We'll move it that way for the restart. I got you. So much wood tonight. So much wood tonight. Crazy. Right, the wheel is weighted. I wonder if when you made the change.
No, that didn't.
No, I'm just being silly. No, I know. I'm just being silly. It's wild, though. I don't know. I'll spin it faster next time. I'll spin it faster. There you go. You can spin the next one. All right. Here we go. Moving on. Almost done with this chapter. I watch the telescope screen. Occasionally I look away. Sometimes I play Klondike Solitaire on the NAF panel. But I never go more than a few seconds without checking the telescope. A thick pair of gloves, harvested from the lab earlier, tries to float away. I grab them and wedge them behind the pilot's seat. It's been 2 hours and my alien friends haven't had anything to say. Are they waiting for me to say something else? I just told them what star I was from. It's their turn to say something, right? Do they even have a concept of taking turns? Or is this purely a human thing? What if the Iridians have a lifespan of 2 million years and waiting a century to reply is considered polite? How am I going to get rid of this red 7 on the rightmost pile? Oh, he's playing fucking I'm like, what is he talking about? Fucking solitaire. I don't have any black 8s in my deck. And movement! We've got movement! I spin into the telescope screen so fast my legs float into the middle of the control room. There's another cylinder coming my way. I guess the many-armed whole robot thing threw it just a moment ago. I check the radar screen. Blip B is plunging along over a meter per second. I only have a few minutes to suit up. I get back to the EVA suit and the cylinder in the airlock. See, that's why I left the helmet on. That's why I left her niche on. I knew that was going to happen. Once I open the outer door, I spot the cylinder tumbling end over end. Might be the same one as before. Might be a new one. This time, it's headed straight for the airlock. I guess they saw that's where I exited and re-entered the ship and decided to make this easier on me. Very considerate of them. They're accurate, too. A minute later, the cylinder floats right through the center of the open hatchway. I catch it. I waved to Blip A and closed the hatch. They probably don't know what a wave is, but I felt compelled to do it. I return to the control room, and I wiggle out of the EVA suit, leaving the cylinder floating near the airlock. The ammonia smell is powerful, but this time, I'm ready for it. I put on thick lab gloves and grab the cylinder. Even though they're fireproof gloves, I feel the warmth. I know I should have waited for it to cool down, but I don't want to. That's what she does. I look at the same as before and unscrew the same left-handed way. This time, there's no star map inside. It's a model. What am I looking at here? A single post from the base holed up in a regular shape? No, two irregular shapes connected by a tube. Hey, wait. One of the shapes is a Hail Mary. Oh, and the other one is Blip A. The models have no detail or no texture, but they're good enough for me to recognize what they represent. So they did their job. The Hail Mary is only 3 inches long, while Blip A is closer to 8. Ha! Compensating much? I'm just saying. Man, their ship is huge. And that tube connecting them, that connects to the hull of the Hail Mary's airlock. And it began to the center of Blip A's diamond-shaped segment. The tunnel is just wide enough to cover my airlock door. They want to meet. Bum, bum, bum. All right. We're going to give one more spin. And unfortunately, since we talked for over an hour, when we started, we're just going to stop there tonight because it's already 10:30 because we talked so much at the beginning of the night. I wanted more. Wait, you got to spin. You said you wanted to spin, so you got to spin. You said you want. She going to spin. I know we're so close. It's chapter 10. It'll be chapter 10. Ooh, she gave it a good one on that one.
Better not be that yeller one again.
Maybe we need to put a different doohickey in there to make it a little rubber doohickey. Uh-oh. Oh, it's not star side. Oh!
Oh, no!
I'm Chode Barlow.
And I'm Jonas, and we have a song for you.
You deserve another spin. You're right. We can't go out on the chodes. You're absolutely right. We cannot go out on the chodes. Plus, y'all stayed here with me all night long. Let's give them another one, babe. Ooh, that was a nice one.
You had lift up on that one.
Yeah, you lifted that one off the board, my guy.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Don't mess with it.
Ooh, Poet Empress gets its first.
I've always liked to play fire.
Belle did stay past both times. Right. I think that does it with another ball. Ooh, y'all notice the changes on that one? Let's do a Bell Happy Travel button. There we go. We got a Bell Happy Travel button. You read CC and Entertain? Heck yeah, let's go. What do we got? Zodiac Academy. Wait a second. Did you put? Hang on. You have a dragon and an otter. Oh, okay. So Brandon is Riddick, not the animal. Oh, I got that one wrong earlier. I forgot. I played animals for Mistborn. That's Riddick. Yeah. So early. Okay, we got to fix this. This was earlier for Mistborn. I got it. So I messed up earlier. So Mistborn. And then since I messed up earlier, I think it's only fair I give you this one again. Both have broccoli. There you go. Looks so much better with you. But just did. All right, everybody. You did. It's amazing. Layer one. All right, everybody. I think we're going to end it here tonight. We'll let everybody pick out her. This is night one of Rocky. All right. Don't forget, we will be back tomorrow night, continuing on with our adventures of Grace. And now, Rocky, we're almost there to Rocky. I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And we will see most of y'all, hopefully, tomorrow. Until then, everybody have a great night and have a great day tomorrow. Until we see you then. We love you all.
Y'all.
Have a great one, y'all. Have a good one.
Safe travels, Belle.
Yes, Belle. Be safe. Super safe, Belle. Be safe. Alrighty then. All right, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.